It is Friday the 13th here at the Phil Oil Center in San Juan, where destiny meets domination, only here for the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference. Now, the Criss King Crunchers comes undefeated and are continuing to prove that the fight for the crown won't be easy. But standing in their way are the Savouge Spin Doctors, a team that has come so close and are now hungrier than ever to flip the script and turn superstition into momentum. Now, will the King Crunchers continue their reign, or will the Savouge Spin Doctors turn their momentum around and deliver the shock of the season to give the Criss King Crunchers their first loss? Don't forget to find out only here at the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference.
No fear, no turn. We hustle, we grind, we prove our worth. On the bright lights, we'll shake the earth. Spikers Turf.
Welcome back to the Phil Oil Echo Oil Center, Volleyball Central, for another beautiful day for volleyball. This is our third and final match for today as we take a look at the Savouge coming into the stadium, getting ready to face the undefeated Criss King Crunchers. So like we said, this is the third game, arguably the one that you've been waiting for, the best one today perhaps, because we're going to be looking at the top 1 and 2 teams going at it on this day, Friday the 13th. But as we know, taking a look at the game, this is, like we said, the last game today. Well, only one team will be down on their luck today because somebody is going to win with a W. Is it going to be Savouge scoring a win for the first time against Criss in this conference, or will Criss remain undefeated after today? We're only in the second day of competition, the second round. I'm with my friend Noreen Go. I'm Chikiro Apuno. You heard from Fiona. But we don't have to hype this game up, Noreen. Everybody knows it's going to be an exciting one.
Well, this has been dubbed as the next rivalry of the Spikers Turf.
Yeah.
So the first matchup done. We're excited for today's game.
Yes, let's take a look at the standings. So Criss up there, like you see. Wala pang bahid, 6-0, and Savouge only has one loss, of course, to Criss.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the top runners, the front runners going into the second round. But the top four, you want to make the top four because after that, another single round robin. And then that matchups will say who's going to play for the gold.
Yeah. So last game, which was just 2 days ago, not much rest for the weary here. Talking about Criss going up against Alpha Insurance. They beat Alpha in 3 sets, but they had quite the scare in the first couple of sets because there were a lot of big moments for Alpha. But still, Criss remains undefeated after that matchup.
Well, Alpha is a strong team. We know that. No, they had key additions as well, but Criss remained on point. Like we said, undefeated so far, and they showed us why. Really, they played as a cohesive unit. Everybody contributing. Whoever Coach Tai puts in really just gives 100%, and that's why they've been so successful. Some numbers to look at. Really, the block, 17-2. They were a massive force at the net. And look at their errors, Chicky, 7.
Yeah.
So pretty much all systems go for Criss going into today's game.
That's right. So the scores will not tell you what exciting first 2 sets those were, because it was really neck and neck until Criss pulled away. And that is largely because of the heroics of Adrian Villados. They're very able setters. Sabi mo nga, lahat na contribute, but that couldn't have happened without the orchestration of this guy, Adrian Villados.
Yeah, I totally agree. With a really talented team in Criss, actually the pressure lies with the playmaker.
Yep.
Adrian Villados really has to set his teammates up so to make them look good, because they're all good for that matter. And he is rising to the occasion against Alpha. He had 12 excellent sets. And much of their success is really his playmaking. So they're still looking for him to do the same today.
Well, kung medyo kinabog ang Criss fans when they played Alpha last Wednesday, mas kinabahan sila when these two teams first met in the first round because, wow, that first set, the second set,
two.
the first two, yeah. Tell us about that. You were there.
I was.
Yeah.
It was a good matchup. It just goes to show that Criss has been playing together longer. I mean, Savouge has the material, has the talent, but they need to gel more. And hopefully, again, it's the start of the second round, and then there is the top four going to the final round before the gold medal match. They can still get better, and that's what their fans are hoping. And look at the numbers. The first two sets were close, could have gone either way, but Criss just prevailed. One thing that Savouge needs to work on, really, is their errors. Their blocking is on point. You block an outstanding outblock an outstanding blocking team, but you really have to check your errors and put it at the bare minimum.
Yeah, a couple of new players, new important players in Savouge, and I think they're just taking a bit of time to really get to know each other, to really play with the kind of cohesion and chemistry that will put them really at their best position and their best performance. But sabi mo, gusto mo ng key players baka mo. Louis Ramirez is definitely a key player for Savouge.
Yeah, wherever he goes, he's a part of the Alas. When he was the NC,
Yep.
when he was with Signal, he has been a main man. And for Savouge, it didn't take much time for him to blend in. Look at his numbers there. I mean, amazing numbers. And he's going to try to lead his team together with the likes of Mark Alado and JP Bugana and hopefully pull up a win today.
48.1% attack efficiency. Not bad.
Pretty good,
Not
pretty
bad at
good.
all. And that is the kind of game we are expecting from Louis Ramirez on the Savouge side. And of course, Criss. You know what you're going to get when they are on the court. So we're all excited about that. Let us know what you think. #SpikerSturf 2026 for your messages. And we turn you over now to our venue announcer for the start of festivities in this, our third and last match for our Friday volleyball day here at SpikerSturf.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the open conference of the SpikerSturf, where power meets passion. Our final match for today will be a very exciting one. Here in the second round of the preliminaries. And our contenders for match number 20, let us meet our Criss King Crunchers and their challengers, our Savouge Aesthetics Spin Doctors. Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our Criss King Crunchers. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 9, Adrian Villados. At number 5, Jude Garcia. Wearing jersey number 19, Noel Michael Campton. At number 20, Lloyd Josaphat. Number 24, Edlin Paul Colinares. And number 25, Alche Gupiteo. Starting libero is number 6, Menard Guerrero. Head coach, Mr. Anusorn, Coach Tai Bundit. Calling on our Savouge Aesthetics Spin Doctors. Let's begin with jersey number 1, Sherwin Caritativo. At number 4, Gils Jeffer Torres. Wearing jersey number 6, Mark Frederick Calado. At number 14, John Michael Paglaon. number 21, Louis Ramirez. And number 25, John Paul Bugawan. Starting libero is number 5, Rico Marius Marmeto. And head coach is Sydney Calderon. This is match number 20, the second round of the preliminaries. Open conference of the Spikers Turf, where power meets.
Back here at the Phil Oil, Echo Oil Center, you're taking a look at the usual 6 actually for the Crisscross King Crunchers, the same first unit that faced Savouge last Sunday. So it wasn't too long ago since these two teams first met in round 1. So there are better memories for Crisscross, but Savouge will remember that 29-27 set where they almost had it.
That was their last.
Away.
Yeah, that was their last game. This is the next game of Savouge
Yes.
after that meeting with Crisscross. Crisscross had Alpha
Alpha in
Insurance.
between. Yeah, so a little bit more of a rest. And JP Bugawan decides to start huge for Savouge, scoring first.
Yeah, these are the main options of Savouge. You know that. Ramirez, Bugawan, and Calado. But for me, Chicky, really, Mark Calado has to be present. Because in the last game, you know, I mean, he had some contributions here and there, but he needs to be more dominant.
So yeah, 5 points the last time they met. So yeah, we expect bigger numbers for him. Definitely against Crisscross. Oh, naman, Colinares. Trying to make a statement early. Solo block there for the first offensive block.
Well, you know,
Point for Colinares.
yeah, that's how good he is. Bugawan got a kill, he read the next one.
Yeah. So iba naman ang binigyan. So yun naman, we're also going to see the kind of distribution on this side of the blue side.
So we can say 2-1, Bugawan. 2-1, Bugawan. Colinares is 1.
We're seeing a lot of action from the middles, and now from outside. And that's a good way to start. So this is a Mark Calado that we're used to. Yep.
Looking good if he can actually continue to play at that level. And what's important for Savouge is the intensity. They have, from start to finish, they have to play at a higher intensity.
And on the other side of things, alabas yun. So first attack for Jude Garcia is an error. And that's going to be a point for Savouge. You know, if I may.
You mean?
Yes. Thank you, Mother, may I. No, looking at the field, of course, Crisscross, we know what Crisscross is about. But it seems like they're playing against like the best of Spikers Turf. Kasi pinaghalo mo yung pinakamagagaling ng Savouge and Signal, no?
Yeah, I totally agree. Even with Alpha Insurance, but their advantage, like I said at the top of the coverage, is, you know, they played together longer than Savouge and Alpha Insurance.
And that one, binigyan ng, yan naman, yung mga pinapabawi ng ganyan.
Mga nightmares of a blocker, Jude Garcia. Torres has got his work cut out for him.
So you talked about adjustments, and that happened on the Crisscross side. Jude Garcia just giving it enough English. So patay-patay. Hindi pa tayo nakakikita ng mga rally dito. Noreen?
Yeah. No, but that's lucky for Mark Calado. He was out of position, just put it in, and the defense wasn't there.
2-point advantage for the Spin Doctors.
Oh!
We're seeing the big blocks, both left and right. And that looked good. Luis Torres showing off. Man, solo block kayo?
Ako din.
Meron din ako diyan.
Well, that's huge for Savouge. You know, if he can get stops there in the middles.
Perfect pass there from Cupeteo. Got a foot in. Oh, still just quick points, quick side outs here in the opening frame.
Boy, Villados, we also did mention his name at the start and how great he set. That was a one-on-one that he created.
Big serve. Vivo took care of that and getting it off the hands. Palitan lang talaga.
Yeah, it's important for Savouge really to get ahead early in this set, and they're doing just that.
I mean, if you take a look at how this matchup went first time they I mean, I think nobody's really expecting anything less than this. Just a tight match. 3-point lead is big, considering how these teams kept it so close in the first two sets. In their first meeting, 25-23, 29-27, and then Criss pulled away 25-17 in that first meeting for a sweep against Savouge. That was just last Sunday.
Yeah, that's why we're saying they need to play at a level, no? Because in the third set, it's like life was sucked out of Savouge. Whoa!
And Gupiteo, I mean, he has been such a joy to watch. He's one of the most exciting players here in Spiker Surf.
Look at that. It's like a bounce ball. It's a bounce ball, actually.
He also scored in double digits against Alpha. He put in 14 points against Savouge. So they know, Savouge, they know what to expect from Gupiteo. That one is called outside by the lines judge. So itong mahabol na ang Criss. In fact, just like that, we're at even 7-all.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good play really designed by Savouge. It's like execution. They need quicks,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Oh, into the net. And that will get Savouge on top by 1 at first technical timeout.
Welcome back to the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference, where the Savouge Spin Doctors enter this matchup as the top 2 seed in the league, carrying both motivation and unfinished business against Criss. The only team that they have not defeated since they joined the league in 2023. Now, their last loss was tough, but the team chose to focus on the lessons instead of the disappointment. They reflected on what went wrong, filtered out the negativity, and came back to training with stronger communication, higher intensity, and key adjustments to match Criss' high volleyball IQ. Now, behind the scenes, the coaching staff prioritized hydration, recovery, and building even more power, helping the players jump higher and move even faster against a very powerful squad. But most importantly, the team worked on controlling emotions and responding better to mistakes. Now, the Spin Doctors carry something even stronger than before. Deeper trust in their system, unity as a team, and a hunger that has been there since day one. And today, they hope that it's that recipe that finally leads to the win that they've been chasing. Back to you, Chiki and Noreen.
Oh, I agree, Fiona. The hunger has definitely been there since day one, and that is what you cannot discount, really, when you play against Savouge.
As you were saying that, Noel Campton from the back. But yeah, I like also when she said they filtered out the negativity, because you need to forget about that, just learn from that past game and try to apply it here.
Good first ball from Shawi. And again, these solo blocks.
Well, Criss is a good blocking team. We talked about their performance against Alpha Insurance, in which they had 17 blocks in just 3 sets. So you have, if you're Savouge, you have to expect that, and coverage needs to work double time.
And there's a violation called against Savouge. I think it's a rotation error. waiting to hear what it might be. It looks like it. And Coach Sydney decides to call a timeout.
Marmeto, dito ka na, ayaw mo dyan si Coach. Okay, dalawa lang ulit kapulin natin. Hanggat wala pa yan sa 24, kayo rin natin, ha? Maganda yung pinapakita natin. Focus lang tayo, huwag tayo magpadala dyan. Hey, one team! Tayo, sakit.
Got the Savouge faithful
Huwag mo uunahin yung
cheering
one.
their team on. And just a quick reminder from Coach
Doon siya
Sydney
nagkamali.
just not
Naka-forward.
to stress over the 2-point lead now with Criss.
Yeah, and chances are, if the second referee calls a positional fault, it is correct. There's something wrong with your defensive formation.
Good reverse, and that was the necessary attack. Calado already looking good. That's 2 points for him going down the line this time.
Yeah, that is a product really of them going to the middles early on. That splits the blockers. Look at that, a one-on-one situation for Mark Calado.
Oh, nabantayan pa rin. That was tough. Oh, ball still alive. Colinares almost celebrating too soon. The first rally we've seen here, may mga 5 balikan yon, which is a lot for this matchup.
Well, Paglaon was contesting the reaching beyond, but they still played on, and then they got the overpass. So it's good that they didn't stop.
Exciting. It's changed there, and we're back to 11 all.
Yeah, good response to the
Yeah.
timeout.
Wala ka naman nakikitang walang kakaba-kaba here on the blue side.
Yeah, and if you look at this front row, this is their strongest rotation. Savouge. That's not a way. If you have that rotation, you have to get your serves in.
Oh, ikot na naman.
It needs to start with their serve, right? Because you have Bugawan, Calado, and Ramirez.
Actually, Savouge is higher ranked in serves than Criss. As we take a look at another point here, a block point. Criss #1 in blocking and spiking, but in serving, they are only in 4th place. It's Savouge in 2nd place for all departments, spiking, blocking, and serving. And Luis Ramirez gets a hand on that one, or Garcia was last to touch the ball. And that's going to be a point for Savouge.
Yeah, that's good to spread your sets, really. You have a strong front row.
Good pass.
Yeah.
Yung mga ganyan, parang almost automatic for Criss. They've got such a great system in place. If you give them the good pass, and we know the caliber of Villados, you know it's going to be a quick point.
Everyone is a threat, you know, even the back row.
Oo nga eh. Ooh! That's outside. Good. That was a little bit off-timed by Torres.
Yeah, we also talked about the errors of Savouge against Criss. They had close to like 8-9 errors more, so you want to correct that.
And that's a set for Campton. But Savouge will answer back with a quick. And Torres. Pinapabawi talaga sila.
Yeah, that's a better attack now from Torres. That's what you want to do. Focus on the court, not trying to touch or target the lines.
And a combination attack again, starting with that great first pass.
Ano yan, man? Pakiliwanag
Criss
sa akin.
known to be actually the best receiving team in the league. Got a timeout. 16-13. Criss up by 3.
you don't need no makeup. Brown out of shape, no shy, do this straight up. Pretty baby, lady, beat back, doesn't make
Says that she pa in your face, girl, a minute. Marilag by Dionela. Marilag, ang Himalay sa'yo ibibigtahan.
Dionela Colinares in the house. Meantime, UAAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports, because legends start here.
One of the nicest smiles on tour.
Oh, Luis Ramirez with that vertical. Getting the better of the three-man block. By Criss, he knows how to do that. Yan ang sanay na si Luis Ramirez, because he is used to having 3 pairs of hands in his face.
Yeah. And what was his percentage?
44.8.
48.1.
Ah, okay.
That's close. It was close.
Whoop! Ayun na. Wala na. The antenna was in the way.
I mean, good effort though. It's so hard to dig these sharp attacks.
3-point lead for Criss. So the leads happen quickly, and so do the lead changes. Another chance here for the Spin Doctors. Reverse to Ramirez, who is down the right pin. Wala. That one outside.
Yeah, you know, if you're Mark Calado, you need to control your emotions, really. Obviously, the stakes are high. There's that rivalry, quote unquote. Just play your game. Don't try too hard.
And it's early.
It is early.
Yeah. And you can wish for those service errors. We've seen a couple already from Criss. Noel Campton in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go for their serves.
But like we said, Savouge is the higher ranked team in terms of serves.
Boy, Kupite has been passing so well.
Yeah. Good stop there by Shawi.
Oh.
Where will Villados go? Your guess as good as mine. And I think that's key. When nobody knows what he's up to and he has so many options.
Yeah. The variety in his game, he showed it, no? In the first round and start of the second round. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to defend someone as good as Kupiteo.
Yeah. Another perfect pass. Oh! Sabi mo kasi, si Gupileo now showing off his blocking skills. And Mark Calado again needs to take his time.
Solid monster block.
Tanaw natin doon, kalma lang tayo. Nag-iisip tayo kung anong gagawin natin. Sabi nga ni Coach, may game plan tayo. Stick tayo sa game plan natin. Okay? 5 lang yan. Kaya pa natin habulin yan. Ha?
Hello! Hey, one team! Savouge!
So far, Criss on top of the blocking skills department with 72 blocks to date. Make that 78. They already have 6 in this first set alone.
No, in their first encounter, Savouge actually outblocked them.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge feat. So right now, you don't want Criss to run away with those blocks and stops at the net.
Lead is down to 4. Still a good lead considering where they're at in this first set for Criss. But Savouge, they really just need to take their time and believe in their system. Like Coach Sidney said, they have a game plan.
Yeah. And I like the substitution, bringing in Toto de la Vega.
There you go, just changing the mix a little bit. Let's see. Of course, Toto de la Vega, a veteran. He knows what he's doing when he's on the court.
A tall player, good blocker.
Just wow. I mean, just the angle on that hit, talagang baon eh. He's so talented.
It's
This
like
young
no-
player.
Yeah, there's like no blockers in front of him.
Kahit dalawa yung nandun eh. Parang wala lang. Nahanap pa niya yung siwang dun sa dulo. Just going down the line. Oh! JP Bugawan. You know the classic JP Bugawan? That the quick, he intercepts the ball in the middle. So he'll get there for sure. This is doing it with a different set of players.
Well, at the start of this set, that they went a lot to
Oh, that's
Bugawan.
right. Inulit. Now, you know, it is actually up to Savouge to avoid the blockers because they seem to know it, position themselves.
Yeah. Another one-on-one. Good read.
Yeah.
Well, coverage really has to work. You know, you got to give it that the blockers will be there.
Again, another good block for Criss. Calado from further out. That seems to work better against Criss.
That's a better set.
Yeah. But still, a 5-point lead for the King Crunchers. Let's see if De La Vega and company can eat into that lead.
And also, you know, like early on, you had Ramirez in the back. You have to remember that is your option.
So that's another point, setting up Criss for set point here in our opening frame. Yeah, options from behind the attack line. I mean, you have to really exploit all possibilities because the blocking of Criss is so on point. Ramirez goes to the net there. Joust, won by Savouge. Or there is... They're trying to double touch. Sabay ba nilang...
I think it's a push.
It kind of went back and forth. Or just a save. It's still another chance for Savouge. A good lead for Criss.
Well, Savouge needs a stop.
That's one. Great pancake. Hey. And they're not done yet. Calado stepping up. He's already outdone himself from that last beating against Criss.
And you like to see him smile
Yeah.
and enjoy the game. You take the pressure off of yourself.
That's
Overpass.
over.
Woo!
Another overpass. Ramirez with that wind-up. He knew it was a goner, and Savouge still alive.
2 straight points.
Criss needed the call for a timeout.
Sabi niya, doubt yun eh.
Okay, first ball lang muna tayo, tapos magandang atake. Let's go. Sige, kunin mo lang sa gitna. Tapos opposite sa gitna. Okay, pasa tayo ha.
Kahit gitna na lang.
Walit team.
One good receive lang muna, tapos tayo magandang.
Finish strong, finish strong.
Okay.
Go, 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 go. Hey, Criss! Criss!
Criss still multiple chances to take this first set, but this is quite the effort that Savouge is putting in here at a very crucial time in the game. So talk about composure.
Yeah. So if they go on to lose this set, at least, you know, the ending is a lot better. So and they're hoping that they take on that come second.
Team captain here, Austria, being brought in at the serve to play defense. Also, Campton with the wind-up. Oh, straight to the face. Oh, that's tough. Campton making sure your Austria's okay. Yeah, that was tough, but so is Hero Austria.
It was
Let's take a look at it.
It was well worth it.
Ooh.
A facial.
Yeah, na facial. Hindi yung facial na nakukuha sa Savouge. All right, this is a 25 21. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Worth another look. Part of the highlight reel now.
Yeah,
Right? I think it's 25-21. Yes, that is the final score for our first set. We'll talk more about it after the break. We like the final push from Savouge in that first set, but it just came a little late. And the ending, it wasn't much of a drubbing like it was looking to be. Nakahabol ng konti. Just a 4-point game. Criss winning that one.
Yeah, like what we always say about Savouge, no? When you play against, they are the defending champions, no? Criss. It's no easy feat, but the only way to even, chip away or give them some challenge really is for everyone to play well.
Yeah.
It can't be in spurts. It can't be one here, the other one here. I mean, they have to be happy Louis Ramirez was steady the entire match, the entire first set. But the others really have to step up. Look at the numbers. They had good attacks. They even out-attacked Criss, but Criss using their strengths is what we said at the top of the coverage against Alpha. They're blocking 6 already in the first set and just 5 errors. And then for Spin Doctors, they had 9 errors.
Yeah.
So these things they need to correct because you cannot be committing 9 errors and think you're going to get a set off of Criss. You really need to address it.
Yeah, they need to think about it. It was a 4-point game and they had 9 errors. So, if they clean up their acts. And they already know that the blocking of Criss is always going to be there. So I'm sure Coach Sydney talked about the game plan. I'm sure part of that was just really playing against the net game of Criss and trying to be more creative with the offense. And that's what we need to see. Sabi mo, medyo hindi na-exploit yung mga back row, the pipe attacks. We didn't see too many.
Yeah, because let's say if Ramirez is there, he is an option, right? So is De La Vega, who is actually starting. I think they're gonna rest Mark Calado at the start of the second set.
Okay.
Let's see. Opposite, yeah, because Toto De La Vega is playing opposite.
Oh, that was a good one. That's Colinares starting things off here for Criss.
Yeah, the addition of Colinares with Criss really. Everyone's saying, oh, okay, Popoy Colinares is very young, but he fit in really well, like a glove.
Oh, good save. There's a back row attack.
Oh.
Good rebound. Wow. Mateo showing his all-around game. That was tough. But Xiaoying Herradino managed despite the very tough set that he got.
That's what we're saying. You see that point? Savouge had to work hard for that. A good dig, and then the set wasn't the best set, but Caritativa had to get creative. So these are the things they have to do.
Oh, and saves like that too. Good saves from both sides. Libero showing off. Wow. Excellent volleyball we're seeing. Oh! And that's what you want to do if you're Savouge. You kind of just want to mess with Criss and allow them to make the mistakes.
I think that's a perfect term. You want to mess with them some way, somehow.
Yeah.
And it was lucky because that was Jude Garcia, what, 4-time MVP, and then he hits it wide. You won't see that a lot.
Oh! Napaka-anticlimactic para sa Savouge. It's a good time for them to start a run, an early run.
Yeah, and then normally you will say if it's a strong serve, fine, if it goes to the net. But these floaters, you want to put them in.
That's right to you, almost. And again, another point here for Savouge.
Well, let's see if they can protect this lead, although slim.
You want to say this is probably riding off of the momentum that they created in the latter part of the first set. Definitely picking up. Papatay sunog din naman itong Criss. Because of fact, now contributing. Oh, it's outside though. Look into me. Okay, too fast.
Too fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, they're taking from that run towards the end of the first set.
And Campton, again, with his antics. You know, I was talking about Cupiteo, and then you look at Campton and you remember that great output from that game against Alpha, their last game. And then you look at, of course, we know that Colinares also had a good game. It was such a good game for Criss, and you realize everybody's a threat.
Yeah.
And look at that. Even Cupiteo in the back, covering so well. Oh! Almost!
No, I mean, but first of all, that's fine. It's given that they're good blocking. You like at least De La Vega reacted, got a hand at that. Their next, probably they'll keep the ball in play.
Yeah, just some adjustments. But yeah, longer rallies, which is a good sign here for Savouge. Perfect pass, Imperial. Ah, that worked. That worked. And De La Vega is earning his keep here. He started in the second set.
That's a great set by Imperial. One-on-one. And, you know, better angle. You're not hitting it into the blocker. If you have a one-on-one in front of you, you want to avoid that.
Good serve. Caritativo is so dependable in the back.
Good save.
Wow. Ditto. Jude Garcia showing his form. Chowie again. Free ball. Let's see what gives. Galiados, where will he go? Reverse to Garcia one more time. Boy, ball still alive. This is my favorite rally so far.
Me too.
Woo!
Still alive.
Oh, another chance here. Criss to Campton, and finally he buries it. Multiple tries, and even, you know, Coach Cindy with that huge smile on her face. So I'm very happy about the defense that Savouge showed.
That was, you're right, our favorite rally thus far. I got goosebumps just watching because the effort really Savouge put in trying to keep those strong hits alive. But then Campton is a party pooper.
Yeah, we're right.
Not inviting him to a party.
Good first ball. Oh! No touch. No touch, says Criss. But De La Vega really leaned into that one. It went all out. Medyo sumobra lang ng konti, ng slight.
But again, errors is really something you want to avoid.
Good pass. Here comes Ramirez, and now avoiding the blockers.
He has been playing well today. He's been the most consistent spin doctor.
He came away with 16 points. He was the top scorer against Criss in their first meeting. Oh! Cupiteo. I mean, he's playing like a foreign player. I mean, I say that because we're also used to international volleyball already.
Yeah.
So much coming to our shores. Ganyan ang laruan dun eh. Hindi na lumalayo talaga.
His reach is so high.
Yeah, and the wrist action also. Just the contact with the ball.
I mean, you know, funny when you're talking about Gupiteo. I mean, when you try to remember him in college, then he was a beach volleyball player. Like, oh, okay. Because the way he's playing, you expect him to be getting like MVPs during UAAP.
Meantime, Garcia decides that the second set is going to be his to take. And Criss up by 1 in our first technical timeout.
The volleyball action continues here at the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference, where the King Crunchers still stand undefeated. But inside the squad, they know that complacency is never an option, especially against strong contenders like Savouge. Now, when I asked them how they sustained this winning momentum, they told me it was simple. It's all in their mindset. Now, we all know Coach Tai is happy, but the players make it a point to embody this, both in and out of the court. Now, for them, playing with joy keeps the pressure away. And when the team stays confident and relaxed, even mistakes become easier to move past, allowing them to simply play their game. Now, this mindset is even carried out in the King Crunchers locker room culture. Playful, welcoming, and united, creating an environment where everyone feels like they belong. And because of that, everything they do is rooted in trust. Trust in each other and trust in the system that their coaches have built. But even with an undefeated record, the message remains clear. They are so close to their goal, but not quite there yet. And every game still has to be earned. Back to you, Chiki and Noreen.
Thanks so much to our courtside reporter, Fiona Bacani. You know, I think Savouge comes very close to that happy culture that Criss has. And that's why we're enjoying this game so much, because the players are too.
Yeah. It's good that they have a community that's actually family. You love hearing that about teams because it is their bread and butter. You know?
We're tied at 9. Piteo. Ooh. Hang time there. Villados looking for Garcia again. Tinapik lang. Wow! Umibabaw naman ito si JP Bugawan.
What do you call that? Turnaround shot.
Yeah. Good transition.
Yeah.
Thinking player right there.
Yeah. Heads up play.
Balik kay Campton. And Campton is saying it's inside. And so is Marmeto.
Ramirez is still looking at the line. Are you telling me something? Well, so far...
Minememorize niya.
Minememorize niya. So far, errors. Criss with 5, Savouge with 2.
Oh. Good coverage again. Criss. Campton going down the line this time. Just with such control of the ball.
I don't know what that reaction means. I got it because I'm good, or, or I had a hard time because your set wasn't.
Oh, this time, too much. JP Bugawan again. A lot of points for JP Bugawan.
Yeah, I think the game plan really, you know, we saw it early on in the first set, is to try to run the middles, especially with JP Bugawan is there.
Yeah, he'll probably breach the double-digit mark today. He only had 9 that first game. Campton, I'm sure, is also close to double digits himself.
I heard Coach Maki Clarino shouting at Toto de la Vega saying, "Wag bitawan, you gotta get blockers there."
Good first ball again. There's De La Vega just using the hands. Camden couldn't do it all alone.
Yeah, we're seeing right now everybody adjusting to the one-on-ones. They don't want to get stuff blocked.
Yeah, double sub here. Gampong and Narciso coming in for Imperial and De La Vega. So different set of players on the court now. Let's see how this combination works.
Wow, Savouge has already used 3 of their setters.
So maybe that's the game plan.
Yeah.
Because you really need to keep the blockers guessing. Wow. Yun na naman, picture perfect. It's the Spikers Turf logo.
Well, if you have... Let's look at it again. Look at that vertical.
Perfect. Perfect form. Oh, that's twice already into the net. Actually, a third service error for Noel Campton. And that's a shame because he's doing so well in front with both his blocking and his attacks.
But I remember like his first few games as a King Cruncher, he was saying how fun it is that the pressure's off of him. All he has to focus on is to play his game.
Oh yeah, when you're playing in the SAL, being the lead and known buhatero, no? Talagang siya talaga eh.
Oh, finally, Lloyd, Josaphat getting a kill there. See, that's how good Villados is eh. Earlier, he got blocked. Okay, at the right timing.
Pababawiin din kita. Caritativo, that one is called outside, untouched. Wide. But, you know, Caritativo has been excellent in the back.
Yeah.
Just sweeping and just being where he needs to be. One more time. Oh, that was tough. That was a tough set. Yeah. And Narciso knows it. So, Crisscross up by 3 in our second technical timeout.
Ito na ang ating huling sandali. Di na tayo magkakamali.
Huling sayaw.
Paalam sa ating huling sayaw. May dulo pala ang langit.
Kala ko pang Noringo lang ang kamikasi. Alam pa rin ng mga Gen Z.
Don't try me.
Meantime, UAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Filipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports because legends start here. Chikiro Puno with Noringo and Fiona Bacani bringing you this last of our triple header today. And if you're just joining us now, first set went the way of Crisscross, 25-21. But they're keeping it close, Savouge. Crisscross now up by just 3 points after our second technical timeout. But this game is a lot of fun. It's so much fun to see the liberos and all the everybody playing all-around games. Excellent at the front and also in their defense at the back.
I think, yeah, the quality is there. I mean, you see how much they're pouring out into what they do. I mean, Caritativo, you mentioned it, his contributions at the back.
Grabe.
Galing.
And yun, binabawi din. Caritativo with a kill there. He struggled with the last 2 sets. Good stop, rebound here. Crisscross goes one more time. The roof on fire.
And his fans will say, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Look at that smile on Bugawan's face. Yung payong na payong.
That is a good slow-mo, one of the best techniques we've seen.
Oh, June Garcia, when you give him that much space to approach the ball, it's gonna be tough to stop. I mean, nandun na yung depensa eh, pero hindi they couldn't contain it. Just the power behind that. Whoa.
And one blocker. No matter if it's an out-of-system bump set, anything goes for Jude Garcia.
Caritativo this time. Oh, that's 2 in a row for Jude Garcia. Again, showing his versatility.
Well, I think Imperial needs to weigh his options, and who is, you know, the higher success rate is where you want to go to.
That is why Garcia is the second best scorer in the league. Timeout, Savouge.
Ang sistema ng Blaon sila. Okay yung pinapalo ni Shawi, okay yung dulo na set. Pero kailangan active din yung dalawa, hindi kasi natin nararamdaman yung dalawa, ha?
Walang magmamadali, walang magmamadali, ha? Babaan yung
Tawa-tawa lang.
And that is the game plan, really, to just explore and exploit all options. So Caritativo, he was not getting much of the sets earlier, so he is not the first option. He wasn't, but now they know that they really have to watch out for him too. But as mentioned in the huddle, you have to not forget everybody else waiting for the set.
Well, at this level of play, you know, everyone's ready. You know, it's just a matter of, for me, Villados or whoever setter, Ecuador reads the defense of Savouge and makes his decision.
Oh, good pickup. That was easy for Captain.
Oh, good dig.
That's 2 in a row.
Oh, good dig.
These liberos.
Ah!
Oh, wow. What a finish. But come on. Talk about libero action. Both Diones and Pepito just exchanging their puto for puto.
Look at the swag, though.
Oh.
Can you imagine him and Josh Ibanez playing like that at the same time? That would have been fun.
And I think a lot of fans compare him to Josh because the same flair and the talent as well.
Yeah.
The talent. Oh, that was a good back set. Just went wide. Is it called inside?
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't see it again.
Too fast.
Yeah. And the bad angle where we're sitting is a blind spot for us.
Oh, in play.
Okay, one more chance here. Garcia. And that's a good rebound. It's worth a try. Parang kailangan mo yung banana yung bola, no?
Even Jude Garcia, like, good try.
Good try.
Kailangan mo na ng controls to get that in.
And the blocks are in better place. Blockers in better position that time. Garcia again scoring another one.
Well, that was really too predictable, right? Blockers were just ready.
Actually, it was a fan will get that point. Oh, so they know that they need to be quicker on that attack to outpace the blockers.
But still, you know, they need, for Savouge, really the defenders need to be ready for these blocks. The coverage cannot just watch.
Blockers were there, and yeah, you have to half expect they'll come through. So crisscross again. They are making headway here. 4-point lead now.
You know, you feel they have control over the set. You know, even though Savouge is playing well, it's just that every time they need somebody to score, there is some response.
Good read by Ramirez. Chance out for Savouge. Eat into the lead, but the coverage again. And it's really the defense that gets things started for Criss. Bernard Guerrero that time with great dig, keeping the ball in play, and Savouge needed to call a timeout.
Ang saya-saya na nanularo, malungkot pa kayo.
Noel Campton and Noel Campton's family, of course, that little boy. Timeout there, so nagpapahinga lang siya. Oh my yeah. Enjoying, I'm sure, the action here. Sanay na rin. I love seeing the babies, the kids, the volleyball fans starting early.
I told Noel na pang-commercial yung baby boy mo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pang-commercial din naman si Noel.
Ikaw din.
Ay, okay. Sige, lahat tayo. Ayan na. Tama na daw.
Yeah, well, that's a good set to Torres. That's a good way to pump him up, you know, keep them in the game.
Good stop with first ball. And a dolphin dive, keeping the ball in play. Ramirez sending it over. That was a tough serve. One more chance here. Whoop! There! Almost De La Vega getting that, but that's a Japan volleyball right there.
Villados, great set.
One more time. Yeah, that's worth a second look.
Ooh.
Diba?
VNL. Memories.
I think that's really one of the advantages of getting all these international players into our shores, di ba? Kasi watch and learn di ba? Magaling manggaya Pinoy Oh, Josephat. What a way to end this second set. Again, that solo block. Josephat, you know, quiet operator, just doing his job and winning sets for his team.
Yeah, it didn't start out that way. He had a monster block against him, but look at the way they turn things around. That is the attitude so far we're seeing from Criss.
25-19, an easier win for Criss in the second set. We'll be back.
You are still watching the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference, where we are here with Criss assistant coach Jewel Asia. Now, coach, I know it was very recent when the team last went up against Savouge, pero what things were you doing differently to prepare for today's match?
Siguro yung different this time is siguro yung lineup ng Savouge. Siguro mas inaral namin yung magiging lineup nila. Kasi yun nga, ngayon, lumabas ngayon sa game namin na nag-iba naman sila ng tao. Yun.
So ngayon naman, coach, syempre, yun nga, nasabi nyo na pinag-aralan nyo itong match against Savouge. What exactly did the team concentrate on, especially with Savouge's plays?
Siguro nag-concentrate kami ngayon sa game na to is sa blockings namin kasi alam namin na malalakas ang spikers ng Savouge. Yun lang.
Thank you so much, Coach. Once again, that was Assistant Coach Jewel Asia. Now that's all from us over here. Back to you, Chiki and Noreen.
Well, that explains it. And definitely, I mean, according to plan, Criss has really been kicking it with their blocks.
Yeah, And really reading the opponent, seeing their lineups, making permutations also so that you're ready for the substitutions and changes. And so far, so good for Criss. Because again, I mentioned Chiquiriri. It's like they have control. Yes, there are good plays from Savouge, but it's never enough to actually keep it close.
Yeah.
Savouge, Criss always has an answer. And again, using their strength, 5 blocks, and they're just a force at the net. And with all those blocks, it really makes Savouge think harder. How do we penetrate these blocks? And then they commit the errors. Although they did lessen their errors, which is what we asked of them, but they lessen their attacks as well. So when you play against, we've seen a lot of games. We've covered, you and I. When you're playing against a strong team, it's a given. Don't even say that. Why are you saying that? Criss is a strong team.
Yeah.
It cannot be you're playing well in one department and then lacking in another. That's not going to work. I know it's ideal and it's hard. Easier said than done. It's hard. But that's the way to go. You need to work extra hard in all aspects, especially coverage.
Yep. Well, let's see if Savouge will find their peak form in this third must-win set. We know that the skills are there. I mean, let's take a look at the numbers here. We've got Bugawan in the lead on the Savouge side with 9, and Calado contributing 6 points, Ramirez with 5, De La Vega with 4, Caritativo even with 2 points, Torres with 3. So again, if this is a good teamwork that we're seeing, but more output, I think, necessary. Of course, Criss, Garcia, Capton, ayan na nga, naka-double digits na si Garcia, namumuno na rin with 9 points. Cupeteo has 7. And Rosafat has 6 points already. Of course, Colinares also pitching in 3 points there. So I think it was intentional that Savouge is fielding new players like Criss said, talagang ginulat nga sila, and that was the intention. But the in-game adjustments of Criss, I mean, evidently they knew what to do.
Yeah, I mean, they have such a deep lineup, you know. When you look at Almendras coming off the bench, you even have Gian Glorioso with a monster conference last year. So
Kim Malabunga hasn't even come in yet.
Kim Malabunga rides the bench. How often do you say that?
Yeah.
You know, Savouge really has their work cut out for them. But really, you love their fight. I mean, it is tough, but it is a work in progress. This is the second round. You still have that last single round robin between the top 4 teams. So try until you succeed.
But this may just be a preview of what the championships will look like, because really, next to Criss, Savouge has been playing solid volleyball. They are in second place. They've only given up a game against Criss.
Yeah, but, well, Savouge in a must-win situation.
Yeah,
They're down 2 sets.
I mean, similar to that first meeting between these two teams. They kept it much closer there, by the way. So, a lot of adjustments for Criss, a lot of studying they did. And Mateo, I mean, he gets points in all sorts of ways.
Yeah, it's a wider range of choices.
Yep.
But you know, first of all, those are the points you don't want to see. That was a drop. You're supposed to keep that ball alive.
Oh! Nakaswerte si Bugawan. And he has 10 points.
I mean, you know, Colinares is very athletic, but gravity got the best of Popoy Colinares.
Yeah, check that. It's 11 points now for Bugawan. He started things off here for Criss.
Good pass.
And that's a point on the block, stopping Jude Garcia. So Calado was quiet. He wasn't even fielded in the second set. No?
Yeah, well, you're hoping if you're a Savouge fan, that's going to be the start of something big for Mark Calado, because he needs to play really big here.
Wow. Colinares. Perfect one and unchallenged. So a lot of action in the middle. You're seeing really Villades is not shy about activating his middles.
If given the opportunity. But look at the 6 again of Savouge, a different. You have Dan Nicolas at the middle, Mads Gampong. So Paglaon is setting. So they're trying really.
Yeah. Oh!
No, good save.
Nabutan pa rin yung Safat. Rebound, another chance here. Campton just timing it. Good stop once again from Savouge. Reverse. Good save there. Wow! Inside, said the line's judge. And if you're Savouge, this is what you want to see. Now they're, that's 2 kill blocks already for them early in this third set.
Well, that rally had a bit of everything. Good net defense, good digs, good serve, good from the back, good hit from the back.
Combination attack read by Savouge, but ball is back in crisscross territory. Jude Garcia with a put away.
Well, Lloyd Josafat got Dan Nicolas to bite. So just one blocker. Look at that, just one blocker. Although Marcalado had a solid block earlier.
Garcia double digits now, 2. Caritativo doing his job on defense, and so worth it with Gambong doing enough to get the point.
Well, you're seeing that Savouge is their game plan. They're playing it smart, because if the blockers of your opponent is on point, you have to try to go to the back row, and they have been going to match Gambong.
And Gambong will remain a mystery. He wasn't even in the lineup in that first game. So they don't know what kind of game Gambong is going to bring. So he's kind of like the mystery for Savouge.
Yeah, but we've seen him throughout his collegiate
That's
career.
true too. They've played against each other. But it's still, this is really the game plan clearly for Savouge.
Okay, good save.
Oh, what a play!
Smart.
That's huge. Props to Paglaon for that one.
That was smart. I think Coach Sidney probably told Paglaon, you have to get aggressive. You know, any chance you get, try to put it down.
Doon talaga sa dulo.
Oh.
Alam nila talaga with binasa na niya yung defensive formation ng crisscross. Alam niyang butas doon. Oh, that one bouncing off the hands of JP Bugawan for a point for crisscross. But
I think it hit his head. I want to see that again.
His forehead.
Well, former teammates, remember?
Yeah. Pasok. So Savouge is playing with urgency with a 3-point lead in our first technical timeout.
You are still tuned in to the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference. Now for Shawi Caritativo, who just turned a year older yesterday, her birthday was quiet but full of purpose. Now for her, there was no celebration. Instead, it was a normal day in training. Wala ako sa mindset na mag-celebrate kahapon kasi crucial yung game today, sabi nga niya. Because the focus was on preparation, on studying their lapses from the first round and really pouring everything into today's match. Now she did spend time with family earlier in the week, but a few greetings from friends came into, which as you saw earlier includes a throwback photo from former teammate Noel Campton. But Shawi's birthday wish was simple and heartfelt. That everyone stays healthy, avoids injuries, and that Savouge continues to be blessed, hoping that maybe today they finally get that long-awaited breakthrough win. Back to you, Chiki and Noreen.
And we just saw that point from Shawi Caritativo, but we don't like seeing players down on their, well, we like them seeing on their feet after going down, so this is a good sign, but
I think
yeah, hopefully
he was holding on to his tummy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully Adrian Bernardo is going to shake it off. Maybe we can see exactly what happened there. One more time. There you go.
He was down already.
Ah.
Probably got elbowed, no? Normally, elbowed.
Just the same. It looks like he's going to play on.
Whoa.
No blockers.
Hello. Blockers, where are you? I mean, that's Jude Garcia. You cannot not.
Yeah. What happened, Bella? Wala talaga, no?
Well, that's how good that set was. You know, the blockers were totally fooled.
Inside. Sabi ni Gampong, talagang matabo to si Gampong. I mean, they kept him until the third set. And I guess for good measure, because now he seems to be the answer.
Yeah, the difference maker.
Yeah. Again, Garcia. But really a hand on that. You gotta hand it to Dionis there. Still just bravely facing Garcia.
The impending attack.
Piteo there, and he gets the stops too, but the rest of the teammates couldn't keep it in play. But we're talking off the air about Piteo, how we're not surprised about the way he is able to span the entire back court. Beach volleyball players are known to be able to just protect a huge space.
And jump high.
Yeah. And do everything.
You know, that's what Savouge, you're playing according to your game plan. Obviously, it's working, but you have to expect that Criss will not just roll over and die. They're gonna come back.
Wow. That looked like a JP Bogawan hit, but it came from Daniel Nicolas, another weapon.
Yeah, formerly from UP.
So this is definitely what we're seeing here. Mga surprise, mga bunot nila, no? And first service error here from Campo.
You know, that's how good also Coach Sydney and the rest of the coaching staff is. You know, you have the material. It's a matter of, you know, finding the right combination.
Yeah.
And they've been trying, and so far it looks good.
Oh, that bounced right back. And Osafat. Remember, he won that second set off the block, and he's doing it again. Like you said, you cannot relax if you're playing against Criss.
Huwag mo na pilitin, huwag mo na i-challenge kasi maunahan ka na kagad. Pangalawa, yung blockings doon natin kanina, boy, unahan mo na sakto lang yung angat mo, unahan mo na kagad dito, tapos pababa. Ha? Guys, reminder lang, yung position natin, kapag dito, di ba, mirror lang yan, pag dito yung papalo, dito. Ang bagal kasi natin mag-react kanina, nandito pa tayo, kaya hindi tayo tuloy makaharap sa bola. Ha? Go, 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 go.
Hey, one team!
And this is a familiar situation here with Coach Sydney having to remind the boys to just relax and just to remember the fundamentals. But this is a little bit more urgent. We are in our third set already. And Savouge, while still in the lead, is allowing Criss to eat into that lead. Oh, that's called outside by the lines judge, but there's going to be a challenge. Hey, we haven't seen a challenge all match.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Ball in, ball out challenge.
It's probably that close. But I saw Mermendo said it's long.
Yeah, and Coach Sydney was right there too. Said it was out, but it's worth a try. I guess if you're Criss, you also don't want to extend this match anymore because Savouge can be dangerous. Oh, that's out. Yeah. I called that one correct too.
You had a better vantage point,
yes,
yeah.
Thank you. So the lead stays at 3. Ball back to the Spin Doctors. The reflexes there. Oh! Yeah, that's tough for Caritativo. Again, the blocking of Criss. This is by the book.
Yeah, they read it. See, they were ready. It was closed.
Yeah.
The path is closed. But now we will expect Paglao to go more to the back. You have Gampong. And he actually was very successful early on.
You know those players who are able to last-minute switch directions while on air? Or, you know, they're facing cross-court, then they do a cross-body. Yan ang mga kailangan mo against Criss.
No.
Nagpapalit ng isip.
Oh!
Pero naman, Nicolas again. And he has been very reliable at the front.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, that's slow-mo. Better late than never. He was late, but he covered the cross.
So Savouge already knocking 5 blocks. Criss has 13 though. Josaphat has more blocks to himself than the entire team of Savouge. Oh, we have another challenge. Let's see if Savouge will be able to keep the 3-point lead. 3 is a comfortable lead. Let's see if they're going to get it. Again, this is a must-win third set. Totally different unit on the court.
And it's working. Whatever works, really.
Yeah. So, you know, you have these players looking at that JP Bugawan and you're looking at... Oh, let's look at this one first. Pasok ba yan? Oh!
By a hairline.
Talaga! You judge it or you base it on the shadow of the ball. But yeah, it just about kissed the line. Wow.
Yeah, good challenge.
Eagle eyes for Savouge. So they keep, oh, now it's a 4-point lead. Biggest lead for Savouge. Oh, erased right away. Josaphat, aside from his 6 blocks, also contributing via kills. Big game for him.
Yeah, you know his journey. We followed him since he was with UE, right? He's grown. His game is much. I mean, he's just so good right now. I mean, that's why he's with Alas.
And the kill. This time, Caritativo getting the point. And Savouge will stay on top by 4 in the second technical timeout. Happy. And that's what happens when you have a team who enjoys each other's company. I think both sides. If you see the results on the court. And of course, we, the volleyball fans, we love seeing them just enjoying and having a good time and doing their TikTok entries.
And Coach Tai joining.
Look at these numbers. 30 excellent sets for Villados so far. And of course, it's split on the Savouge side because all the setters have already had their time on the court. But so far, Paglao with 13 excellent sets.
You know, we're seeing right now Criss committing a bit more errors than Savouge. Now, can Savouge sustain this 5-point lead?
Copeteo, stop, good rebound there. Another chance for Caritativo, just one blocker in his way. So Caritativo is able to score 2 in a row. And Savouge just enjoying the 6-point lead.
Boy, what a set for Savouge. Really, that's what we mean. If you watch the set, a lot of people say trust the system. But sometimes it's just in concept. This is a perfect example. They're trusting the game plan, the system, and so far, so good.
Look at Gampong. Yan ang talagang magic bunot. I mean, he's made such a difference. And it's very hard to stop Gupiteo the way he did. 7-point lead.
And counting for Savouge.
Gian Glorioso on the court already. And he will get his first point. And we were expecting you, Gian Glorioso.
Boy, I mean, I'm looking at the bench of Savouge. You have Requinton, you have Rex Intal.
Oh, and you have a service error. Not the right time for that. Looks like we're going to extend to a fourth set, which is exactly the game plan for Savouge.
But, you know, Criss are going to try to mount a rally here.
Starting with this one, another chance here for Glorioso to score. Oh! Balik si Criss ang bola. Wow! Bugawan did not bite that time. It was a good decoy, but he knew exactly when to jump.
And look at his angle, the way he covered.
What a beauty. That was a great block.
Well, who would have thought that Coach Tai will start making substitutions after the first two sets?
This might only be the second set that Criss will give up. But Jude Garcia isn't done yet.
When they're down, it's Jude Garcia time.
Yeah.
Good pass.
Oh, that wind up, that falls inside. You're right. Criss is definitely not done yet. Savouge falls for timeout.
Pakita ka dito. Dito ka galing, pakita ka dito, pasok ka dito. Tapos the demands, pakita ka sa harap lang ha. Tapos ikaw kaliwa. Kalado, Mark. Kaliwa. Okay po. Kaliwa ha. Dad, wag ka masyadong pumunta dito. Dito ka lang. Tapos JP sa harap ka ng center ha. Guys, isang good receive lang. Tara. Let's go.
Hey, one team!
Can't blame Coach Sydney for calling that timeout. That was a monster block by JP Bugawan. After that decoy, Glorioso set up a really good decoy, pero basang-basa ni Bugawan, that last play before this. Ayan, let's take a look at it. Thank you, Direk Rafi. Ay, pero that's still the point. Kanina pa yun. Oh.
So it was too good that it's still in our minds.
Yeah.
Good response from a timeout.
And this is what they need. They cannot allow Criss to get close. So ngayon kahit mag-side out pa sila, pwede na.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they built a comfortable lead, enough hopefully to sustain and them to get us to the fourth set.
Oh! Wala, patay na. Sabi ng Criss. And first referee agrees. Oh, the challenge. Okay.
And look at JP because said, no, it touched my finger. But the challenge is there.
What happens if they get that? Is it a replay?
Yes.
Because they stopped they didn't continue with the action there, but we're seeing that again.
You know, the funny thing is, it's such a giveaway because if he did say it touches
okay,
finger.
Sige, pwede naman. Yeah. But I think you need more, a bigger portion of your hand, right, for it to count.
No, it shouldn't really touch any part of the floor. But you know what's a giveaway? Is his antique after that. If it were good, he would get up and play it. But he laid there because he knew it was a
dead ball.
Ball.
Oh, bumalik! So they're learning how to defend against Gampong. That's what's happening. And more new personnel. Nicole Mendes also on the floor now.
What a substitution. Instant impact.
Yeah. So eto, si Nicole Mendes has been watching from the sidelines, figuring out how to stop Gampong. Oh! And actually, Glorioso was the good target there. Bago pumasok yung mga libero.
You can hear the teammates of Gia Glorioso. It's parang sayang, but what can you do? I mean, they're not, middle blockers are not really known for their floor defense.
In fact, they're the perfect target nga.
11-18. 11.
And again, some substitutions. NRC saw back on the court, so we got a full front for Savouge. Just 2 points they need to extend to a fourth set.
Oh, good pass.
Sapat. Most consistent player today.
Very textbook volleyball for Criss. Good pass, go to the middles.
Oh, this is nowhere near done yet, actually, because your Savouge just played crisscross. Whoop, good read. Safat extending it over. One more chance for Savouge. Oh, triple block.
It's good.
That was our blind spot. Can't tell. Did you?
Well, I saw the linesman signal good.
Are they going to challenge this one? Do they have challenges left? No challenge.
Well, it happened close to Coach Sydney, so I'm
alam
sure.
niya. Because actually didn't see, even our audience didn't see it. Oh, June Garcia just giving Savouge first set point.
Well, they're not without flaws, Criss.
Savouge in a very good position here in this third set. Wow, bumalik. Sapat. Almost, we're talking about Sapat being really just very consistent and very reliable, just saving the day again. That's one set point saved for Criss. But still, I mean, if this is a service error, it's going to be a win for Savouge. Good one.
Yeah.
Whoa! I'm so happy for Shawi Caritativo getting the set point for Savouge. Well deserved by Shawi. And
the rest of the gang.
Actually. But Shawi really showed up here in this third set. And Kapong, the new recruits, the ones who just showed up, yung mga bunot ni Coach Sydney, ginulat ang Criss, and we play on the set 4. You like it when a plan comes together, especially if you are a fan of the Savouge Spin Doctors. Set 3 was theirs. It's a 25-20 set. So 5-point lead, 5-point difference there. So decidedly their game.
Yeah, you know, more often than not, we commend, or even the fans commend the players, but what great coaching we witnessed in set number 3 when Coach Sydney and the rest made the changes. And we did mention in order for you to defeat a strong team, you have to play well in all aspects. Look at that. Attacks, at far and blocking, you had one more ace and you had one error.
The error.
So nearly flawless really for Savouge.
Yeah.
That is what it takes to beat a strong team in Criss. Now the question is, what changes will Criss make come set number 4, right?
Well, certainly a change of personnel too. Gian Glorioso is still on the court. And really, it's a test of how Savouge is able to sustain this momentum and this level play. They peaked in the 3rd set. Can they stay up there, which is necessary if you're playing against a team like Criss.
That was a great 3rd set for them. I mean, they worked hard for it. They played patient volleyball, and it worked. So they just have to ride with the time and the waves.
Yep. Easier said than done against Criss King Crunchers. Of course, the reigning champs. They got their championship in the last conference. But Savouge, of course, as you know, fortified by some of the players from the Signal HD Spikers. First point for Gian Glorioso was kept in at the bench until late in the 3rd set, actually.
Yeah, but he was also, like, I think, awarded the one of the best middle blockers in one conference. So, I mean, when you talk about the depth of someone's bench.
Outside. So that one untouched. So an early error, unforced error from the Savouge side. Pressure is still on Savouge. This is still a must-win 4th set for them.
Yeah. But you're hoping, if you're a Savouge fan, is the impact of that 3rd set win, because you couldn't find any solution in the 1st encounter. Here in the 2nd, you win a set. So that should actually give you confidence.
Yeah. I mean, we saw from the first 2 sets, well, let's listen into the timeout first from Savouge.
Katawan natin parang taranta na kaagad. Anong reminder ko sa inyo kanina? Pag lumamang sila, huwag nyo nang pansinin yung score. Ang importante, makapatay tayo. Pag nag-service sila, mag-receive tayo, patayin lang natin, isa-isahin natin. Pag tayo masyadong magmamadali, kasi pag lalo tayong nagkakamali, nararattle kayo sa loob. Kalma lang.
Hey, one team!
Early timeout for Coach Sydney. Again, just a reminder, wag na nga daw tumingin sa score. Siguro may effect din nga yan. Sometimes you just want to play blind, especially if it's a close game like this. Just keep playing it 1 point at a time.
Yeah, yeah. And try to enjoy. I mean, you did win a set, so that's already a feat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that they could really take home with them. Now they know how to beat Criss. They already did it in that set. So alam nilang kaya. But
yeah,
I was going to say, in the same
no,
token.
I was going to say, and Coach Time was forced to make changes.
Yes. Oh, Glorioso. And this is no surprise that he's leading the scoring here in this 4th set. But also, we've been talking about him all game long. How, you know, he's so quiet, not showy. He's just a quiet operator, Lloyd Sapat, but so efficient. Wow, the blocking of Criss, but the rebounds and more chances here. Savouge, you gotta give that to Savouge because the blocking was solid from Criss, and yet they managed to get the point.
Yeah, because coverage was there, so they were able to keep the ball in play. And Maglaon exercised all options, all middle, back, and front set.
Oh, combo attack. Beautiful.
The blockers did read it. Look at the slow-mo. Right? They were there, but...
Kapiteo doesn't really... Yeah. He doesn't mind.
Over the blockers.
Oh, what a stretch. Look at that effort by Criss. Broken play! What an ending to that ever di nasayang yung habol. Di Guerrero. And look at that. Yeah, you have to be happy about that point. Look at the crisscross bench is going wild over that point. Great playing. Matutuwa ka naman talaga.
Good serve.
That wind up. But again, the rebound from crisscross. Cupiteo again! Just towering over all blockers. Just the angle on his hit.
Well, that is what we're expecting. The fight back of crisscross after losing set number 3. They're on a rampage at this point.
Cupiteo was quiet in the third set, but he is definitely on beast mode now.
Yeah.
Whoop! Good read by Garcia. Oh, and good idea by Emiliados. He's trying to get the corner pocket there. Medyo lumagpas, but this is a 4-point lead early for crisscross.
Well, Paglaon's got to remember, Gampong's at the back. He is an option.
Savouge manages to get another chance, and is that good? No, that one's outside, so Calado will not get that point. And crisscross getting to 8 points quickly, leading by 5.
Welcome back to the Phil Oil Center for the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference. Now, Che Cupiteo's volleyball journey hasn't always been easy, but it's a story of faith, patience, and second chances. Now, this rookie only once dreamed of being a champion in college, and he never expected that an opportunity to step into this league would come this soon. Kwento nga niya sa akin na may oras dati nung second year siya na muntika na siyang sumuko. Akala ko hindi na para sa akin tong volleyball, sabi nga niya. But with faith guiding him, kung ano ang plano ni God para sa akin, susunod ako. And slowly, he found his way back to doing what he loves most. Now, thriving with crisscross, Cupiteo plays with one belief close to his heart, that when an opportunity comes, hold on to it tightly with both hands because it might not come back. And today, every point he scores is for God, for family, and for the people who never stopped believing in him, even when he didn't have much faith in himself. Back to you, Chiki and Marina.
And you know, I think, Fiona, not just crisscross, but I think the whole volleyball community is saying, thank God you came back. Imagine if he threw in the towel and quit volleyball.
Yeah.
What a loss. Because he is just the next big star. You can see Cupiteo. I think he is just a pure talent.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the story of second chances.
Meantime, that Almendras with a error on the attack and score. Savouge now just trailing by 2.
That's a good fight back from Savouge.
Napako ang crisscross.
Oh, slowly but surely.
And it's your man, Lloyd Josaphat. Again. Just delivering.
Makes it look so easy.
Yeah, that's really it. And he's like a little boy enjoying playtime in the backyard.
He's never changed his facial expression since his days at UE.
Savouge really doing a good job at playing catch-up here. And Daniel Nicolas stays on the court. Ooh! Shawi tried to keep the ball in play.
It is really difficult to stop Jude Garcia from the back row.
He's difficult to stop from the front row. What are you saying? He's difficult to stop anywhere, right?
That's true too.
Ooh. And Shawie's looking for a check ball. He wasn't giving it outright, so they're going to challenge. Oh, I saw that. We're looking at it. You're not seeing it on your screens from your homes, but we are seeing the conversation between Coach Tai and Gian Loyoso.
It took a while. It took a while, ah. Parang ano siya, poker face, and then later, fine.
Good serve. Boom! Oh, too much! And that's 2 in a row. Glorioso. You know, that happens sometimes. When you know that regalo na manggigigil ka. Oh! Oh, kulang sa pitik.
Look at that reaction.
Quick point.
Boy, I mean, again, the difference with a team like Criss, they have other people contributing when needed. Almendras may have had a hitting error earlier. He made up for it.
Yeah. Feeling ko pababawiin din sa tong si Gian Glorioso eh. Bump set, Caritativo does not mind. He's on fire.
Yeah, his percentages are going up, you know. Early on, struggling a bit in terms of offense, but right now, getting better.
Culinares back on the court. Glorioso will take a beat. Take a minute on the bench. Wow! Taas mo lang eh.
And you see the set was actually moving towards the attack line, the flight of the ball, still the same
trajectory. No?
Yeah.
Ayun, may konting backbend pa eh. He adjusted mid-air. Ooh, ball still good. Good reflexes. Cupiteo. Good stop there by Savouge. One more time for Achi Cupiteo, and he is owning this 4th set.
And showing us also defense as well. It's not just offense.
Yeah. Wow, what a bullet. Bumalik. And Calado was looking for the corner, but it's called outside. So the down the line did not work. And Criss up again by 4. Ang bilis.
Yeah. It was a slow chase by Savouge to get to 2, and then Criss again now by 4.
Ooh, but Bugawan scoring a quick one there. Yeah, you really want to keep it close if you're Savouge. Still a must-win 4th set. Of course, all the volleyball fans want to see a 5th set, a decider.
So do we.
Yeah. This is, and we knew that it was going to be this kind of game. Ball still alive. Wow!
Come on!
Yeah, Jude Garcia again extending the lead to 4.
You know the attitude of Jude Garcia. He knows that Villanos is distributing the ball, but every time they go to him, it's like he's constant reminder that I'm the 4-time MVP here.
Parang if all else fails, punta ka na kay Jude. Whoa! That's a good one. And again, a late entry here for Savouge, Daniel Nicolas. De La Vega and Narciso back.
Yeah, we saw that at the end of the third, towards the end of the 3rd set.
Wow! Whoa! Yet and about Jude Garcia from behind the attack line, more difficult to stop? Not if you ask Calado.
That's his second solid block against Jude Garcia. They've been at it.
Yeah. Mark Calado has definitely shown up today. And so has Luis Sapat. And Criss Cross again getting to 16 points first. Lead by 3. We'll be back. So these are the guys who really made that first meeting exciting. That was just last Sunday, and of course you were there to witness this firsthand. Cupeteo had a lot of big points there, and also Luis Ramirez. But this is a different game. The numbers, you went through this earlier, Noreen, but now Savouge already performing better in this second meetup.
Yeah, and we did talk about the blocking, but Criss Cross, again, that's why we say a lot of good coaching also on the side of Criss Cross. They only had 6 blocks. We know it's their strength. I'm sure today they have more than double that output, right?
6 blocks, was sapat lang yun eh.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, reminding everybody why they are the best blocking team in the league. Ooh. And, you know, he doesn't fail us. We talk about Lloyd Sapat, and then he delivers once again. It's still with the giggle. Time out.
Ayusin muna natin yung mga mukha niyo. Hindi pa tayo tapos, guys. Apat lang yan, kanina 6 yan. Napababa natin ng isa. Yes, guys. Ayusin muna natin yung itsura natin.
You know, my point si Coach Sydney. I mean, Coach Sydney is paying attention to the intangibles, the things that have nothing to do with the actual play, the actual exchange, but everything to do with the attitude.
Their demeanor.
The demeanor. Whoa! So, for the right pin.
So, look at that. He comes up with a smile.
Inayos yung mukha niya. That's huge for Mark Calado.
Much needed for Savouge.
Oh, the quick. And Sapat just gets the ball right back. How much did Sapat only made 8 in that last game between these two teams.
You know, one thing I've noticed from Josafat's game, being teammates with JP Bugawan for so long, he's learned a lot from JP Bugawan and his quick kills.
Yeah.
He does from the out of system, he looks, and then he, you know, you see a lot of that from JP Bugawan. That's why it's good to get teammates like JP Bugawan, because you learn a lot. You're seeing it from Josafat's game.
And alam na niya yung galawan talaga tama. And you also know how to anticipate. 19 big points for Sapat. Let's see if he can get the 20. Almendras will score off the hands of Bugawan there. And Criss Cross now with 4-point lead again. Getting closer to that 25-point mark.
Yeah, I think that the window of opportunity has passed for Savouge because they narrowed the gap down to 1. But now, Criss Cross again pulling away. They need a desperate rally now.
Juliano's pushing it out to Almendras again. And an easy point for Nico. Yeah, Criss Cross is determined to just finish this in 4.
And this different bunch here for Coach Tai is playing well. Nico Almendras.
And I see so in the middle. Wow. Calado, he is really, he is like the savior here, keeping hopes afloat here for Savouge. He's doing all he can, clearly.
But that's the attitude we're saying, that he needs to have the entire match, not just in spurts, not just in different sets, because he is key. He's critical really for Savouge. Oh,
Good
day.
stop. Almost the finish there. Pepito keeps it in play. Garcia, it's outside, but was there a touch? Well, it looks like Criss is already celebrating that point.
They call it net violation, I think, on Caritativo.
Luis Ramirez has also been kept out of the game for a while. It's crunch time for Savouge. They know it.
Well, let's see if the subs... It's still... Criss is still just at 21. So Luis Ramirez can, like, appear.
Right away. 1 point for Luis Ramirez. He was the top scorer that last meeting for them. 16 points for Luis in that last meeting.
And that's a great adjustment. Obviously, coming off the bench, a bit cold. The timing wasn't there, but still, he just put the ball down.
Perfect pass. Wow, that's what you get. Get Cupiteo. He figures in all the big plays, whether in offense or in defense.
I like what you said there. Perfect pass. It's like the entire thing was perfection. Jude Garcia just so good.
Off the hands, buhay pa. Garcia, the wind-up, good defense from Savouge. Good read by Jude. Bump set, Cupiteo, in spite of the three-man block. Come on.
Come on.
Wow, just unfazed. Walang takot itong batang to. Mag-out si Cupiteo one more time. Look at those blockers.
It's a matter of how you hit it.
Yeah, and that's an error. And Savouge just handing the set point to Criss on a silver platter.
Yes.
Multiple chances here. Who's going to get match point? Not quite yet.
He may be smiling, but that last kill, all emotions from JP Bugawan.
And you know that Criss, definitely the clutch players on the court. Here, Austria coming in. Last-ditch effort here.
You don't envy Hero Austria.
Oh.
You're facing match point and come serve. That's hard, ah.
Well, the team captain has to bear the brunt
Oh.
of everything, di ba? Siya talaga. Oh, iniwasan yung three-man block. Lumabas. Buhay pa rin ang Savouge. All these pressure sets.
Well, still multiple match point.
That's a good serve. Cupiteo. I really just love how he puts an end to this match. Cupiteo is such a joy to watch. Well-deserved winning point for Cupiteo and company. And that's Criss for you, showing up like they do in that fourth set. But fantastic effort for Savouge. I mean, that's something. They deal Criss only their second set loss in the conference so far.
Yeah. I mean, again, great changes made, great coaching by both these coaches, Coach Sydney, Coach Ty, and the rest of their coaching staff. You appreciate it in these kinds of games when you see the changes made and how effective or how not effective. You get to appreciate that.
Yeah. And different coaching styles too. We're going to take a quick break and talk about the match after these.
Welcome back to the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference, and we are currently here with our best player of the game. Of course, none other than Lloyd Josafat. Lloyd, congratulations. Alam ko, hindi naging madali yung laban kanina. Nakakuha pa nga ng isang set sa inyo yung Savouge. So sa mga in difficult moments, na katulad ng ganun, paano mo nare-rebuild yung sarili mo para makabawi ulit sa next set?
Ayun nga po, always lang kami nire-remind ni Coach Tay na one point at a time lang. Then, pinapractice din naman namin siya. So, parang nandun na rin kami sa moment na yun.
So ngayon naman, Lloyd, dahil mahaba-haba pa itong second round natin at slowly nakikita natin na yung ibang teams nagle-level up na rin kasi this is your second set loss throughout this whole season. So ngayon naman, ano yung plan nyo moving forward to continue this winning momentum?
Ayun nga, parang sinasabi pa rin sa amin ni Coach Tay na one game at a time lang. Then, yung focus pa rin sa training nandun kasi hindi pa nga tapos. Then mahaba pa yung liga.
So ngayon naman, Lloyd, meron ka pa bang gustong batiin ng mga nanonood sa'yo, friends, family, supporters?
Gusto ko magpa-thank you sa Ribisco family, Sir Jonathan, Ma'am Cathy, Sir Alan, Ma'am Liz Ann, Alliance and Word Balance. And binabati ko yung family ko sa Zambales, Mama, Papa, Ate, Bea, Lola, and kay Joelo.
And so thank you so much, Lloyd, and congratulations once again to you and the rest of our Crisscross King Crunchers. So that's all from us over here. Back to you, Chiki and Noreen.
Well-deserved player of the game honors. And Lloyd, I think, has the most pleasant smile, or one of the most pleasant smiles here in the happy team. Let's take a look at the set 4 highlights. Many with featuring, of course, Lloyd Josafat and Gupiteo, Alche Gupiteo.
Yeah, you know how deadly really the lineup of Crisscross is. Josafat is our best player with 19 points, right? With 9 blocks. Garcia had 19 points too.
Yeah.
Gupiteo with 14 points, and Captain didn't even play the last two, no?
Yeah.
11 points, so that's how deep. But, you know, Josafat, for me, he's a perfect example of getting experience from playing in international tournaments and putting it in Philippine soil, and that will raise the level of volleyball, the standards here. So we love that. And if you look at the numbers, Crisscross just came back with a vengeance in set number 4. Chiki, there's still more lights.
I think this is it. Well, yeah, it's been a busy day here at the Phil Oil Echo Oil Center. We got 3 matches in for you. And of course, this last one with Crisscross still maintaining their flawless record. And this coming Wednesday, we have March 18 back here at the Phil Oil. We have the 3B versus Savouge game first, and then the AIP Capstars going up against Crisscross once again. That's the second game on Wednesday. We hope you join us for that. We thank you for keeping us company tonight. On behalf of Fiona Bacani and, of course, Noringo, our director, Rafi Romano, and all the men and women of Signal Sports, this has been Chikiro Puno. Thanks for joining us from the Phil Oil Echo Oil Center, and keep watching the 2026 Pikers Turf Open Conference on Filipinas Live.